those points. Now, anyway, we are in game, so Jurasar, take it away and introduce these two players.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have spawned here on ESET UK Frost, where this is game number 2 in the finals between a pretty amazing Zerg player and a pretty amazing Protoss player. But first, in the top left, representing the Swarm, he is the blue Zerg player playing for FM Esports. It is none other than Shibbxyz. He defeated Zictomini to get here. His opponent, meanwhile, defeated Rotcod to get into these finals. He is the red Protoss player, spawning in the bottom right-hand position, playing for Team Dignitas. We have none other than DreaM.
Now, of course, these two had a fairly good game number 1. DreaM sitting there, though, was really putting on the pressure off of 2 bases. He went for the gateway expand. He's doing exactly the same thing again. Shibbxyz, though, do you reckon he's going to go for that Ling Hydra composition, or will he mix things up a bit?
I think this map is sufficiently large that getting the Ling Hydra composition over to the Protoss base can work if he has a very crisp timing that he wants to execute with it. If, for example, like that last game, where he's kind of waiting around with his opening, you mentioned he could have been more aggressive, to a point where, well, his opponent now is getting those Colossi up, DreaM's actually looking in a decent position, then that's actually going to fare him worse in this game than in last game, because he'll really struggle to throw that supply away to resupply with other stuff. And I just think it'll be less effective unless he's more aggressive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I concur with everything you said there. That aggressiveness has to be shown if you go for that kind of strategy, especially when you are going against an opponent who didn't quickly tech into Colossi, and you've got Ling Hydra. You've got to try and win there. If you don't, then obviously when the Colossi do come out, things aren't going to look too good for you. The other thing as well is Shibbxyz did try and take up quickly into Vipers, as we've seen him do multiple times, but he couldn't get the abducts on the Colossi down due to the Phoenix still being up. They were able to snipe down those Vipers incredibly quickly and really zone them out of the fight. So DreaM just having great control and great engagement positioning really allowed him to win that game. But I'm sure Shibbxyz's going to be out for the fight. 1-0 down, you've got to level it out here to force that ace game.
Exactly, and I have to say as well, in that previous game, relying on the single lone Viper was a little bit of a tough ask for that poor little guy as well. Managing to get one abduct off on the Mothership Core, but then going back in for seconds and getting picked off by the Phoenixes, a little bit of a rough time there. So I'm hoping, if we do see that army composition come out of Shibbxyz again, that he'll maybe get a couple of extra Vipers a little bit earlier on. DreaM, though, once again, is going to be going for the Stargate play on a map this large, where it's difficult to cover a wide area of ground the further out of your main base you go. I can see this logically working out.
Yeah, Phoenix will be coming out again, because he's going to want to pick off those overlords that will be around. DreaM even said at the start of the game, this map's so big, and it is a huge map. I think it's actually equal size to, like, Whirlwind.
I'm pretty sure you're correct there. I mean, this map is huge, and the bases are very tucked away in the corner, so there's not a lot of dead space there either. So we'll see what if the players actually have a specific strategy for larger maps here, as the Phoenix now is halfway to completion for DreaM. Look at this, the Overlord's only now just getting into position to scout. Remember in the last game, by the time the Phoenixes started attacking them, Pneumatized Carapace was complete. In this game, not a chance at all. The Overlord's only now just getting there, and they will be getting taken out very shortly.
Yeah, those Phoenix are getting pumped out. The first one already on the field, actually. So this is not actually moving out quite yet. DreaM just waiting for an additional Phoenix or two just to make sure that he can actually pick off those Overlords quickly without giving away that there's Phoenix there too soon, because he wants to kill the maximum number possible. Of course, Shibbxyz behind this, near identical build to game number 1, except this time he's just started up his third. But the lair still coming down exceptionally early on.
Yeah, and starting up that third, a little bit safer on this map just because of the larger rush distance, taking a little bit longer for your opponent to get to your base and giving you that time to get a few more defensive units out. So their attacks potentially are a bit less effective. Here come the Phoenixes 3 going at this Overlord in the bottom location. Sadly, there will be no escape for this little guy. There is one to the top of the base as well. Is DreaM going to go for that? Nope, it looks like he's leaving him alone and making a beeline straight for the natural expansion of Shibbxyz.
Now, obviously, Overlord speed is getting researched here. The Spore Crawlers are coming down too, but look at this. Shibby is going to be going up against DreaM, who is getting a very quick Robo after this. So the Robotic Facility is coming down nice and early on. These Phoenix are going to intercept an Overlord just south of the Natural as well. If that had actually just stayed still, it would have been fine. But yeah, does get away. Shibby managing to keep that Overlord up, which is good news for him.
Yeah, only just as well. One of those Phoenixes taking hull damage thanks to the Spore Crawler. So Shibby's going to be relatively happy with that. We see an Overlord, actually, the one that was north of the natural expansion, has just moved a little bit further up in the hopes that the Phoenixes don't actually spot it. We see a troop of Lings coming down from Shibby now, possibly to try and do a bit of a run by here, or maybe scout to see if the third base is up, but he will see that it is not. And I don't really think he can get in here, but he may as well give it a try. He's just scouting for bases right now, and I like that, because if he just walked in here with the Mothership Core and the sentries, he's not going to gain it.
Yeah, he's playing it really smart, actually. These Zerglings as well can't come in and actually break through that natural. Pathogen Glands coming down from Shibby, so a very different strategy to what we've seen previously from him. No Hydroden, no Swarm Hosts, and also getting Drop Tech.
Ooh, and a big supply block as well for DreaM. So at the moment, things are looking okay in our Zerg player's camp here, but losing a couple more workers to those Phoenixes. Number of workers killed now 6 at the moment. Shibby is currently ahead 65 to 60 supply, and the worker count, he's ahead 52 to 44.
I'm just trying to work out what Shibby's got planned here. He's got Burrow coming down as well, which makes logical sense when you're getting Infestors out. But his Infestors as well are pretty delayed. He could have started them a good time ago when Pathogen Glands obviously 30 seconds complete, but opting to get more drones out for the moment. Another Overlord going down. That was just Shibby trying to get a little bit of scanning information. Also checking around to make sure there's nothing hidden or things like that. But all in all, this build from Shibby is very unusual, and that doesn't mean it's not good. It just means that it's probably going to catch DreaM off guard.
Yeah, I think that's the entire goal of this build, to be perfectly honest. He wants to switch things up and do things a little bit differently. Also bear in mind that it takes DreaM just a little while longer to scout out that things are being done differently as well on a map this large. The Phoenixes are going to help him out quite a lot in that regard, but this Spore Crawler placement does actually mean that it's very difficult for DreaM to get into the main base to actually scout those, which is why he's got 2 hallucinated Phoenixes. Is he going to spot the infestation pit? Yes, he is. So, that in its own doesn't give it away, and he can also see it's not being researching anything, but that's because Pathogen Glands is already complete. So 12 Infestors out now. Let's see if Shibby can make something happen with them.
Yeah, these Infestors have to do something big. The Hive Walls are coming down. Neural Parasite getting researched. My mind is blown right now. I don't know anymore, Josa. This is where I sit back and I'm just like, play by play this, because analytics on getting Neural Parasite down this early? What?
Well, I guess he could maybe mass burrow the Infestors, put a lot of Infested Terrans out, and then Neural the Colossi? But this is assuming he manages to take DreaM by surprise. He does have Burrow, so maybe if he burrows these and sends them out across the map and doesn't walk into the path of an Observer, I guess something like this could work. But it's relying on a lot of ifs. It'll be really cool if he does actually pull it off, and there we go. Burrow going down on the Infestors, and he is slowly moving out across the map, so it looks like that might be what he's trying to do here.
Yeah, he's moving forward already, and this is where things can start getting pretty scary. The Burrow Infestors...
The Observer. Oh, the Observer's at the third base location. No, it's actually with the army. So, if these Infestors get to within range of the army, DreaM will see that they're there.
Okay, this is huge. The Infestor's starting to wander in. Is it going to get spotted? If this does get spotted, and... Oh, here we go. It's moving in. They are Burrows. The Infestors. Are they going to do? He's got a new rotating on mass now. Mass Infested Terrans. He is going to be able to pick off this army, though. He suffered at the cost of so many Infestors. Oh my goodness.
This is insane. So many Infested Terrans now. And he could focus down the Nexus. I'm pretty sure that Nexus is going to go down here. And now, well, a couple more Infested Terrans for good measure. Every Colossus goes down. The third base goes down as well. And Shibby is 108 supply to 86 up. But his Infestors have run out of energy. And he did manage, though, with those Funkles to pick off the Observer. So there is no Observer in this army right now. And DreaM isn't remaking one. This is weird.
This game is weird. That was ridiculously effective, though. The only thing that didn't really work so well was Shibby only killed 10 probes. But my brain, it hurts, Shurasar. Tell me it's all alright.
He is getting chitinous placing and adrenal glands behind this as well, so his Lings and Ultras, which are going to be coming out behind this, Maddles, will end up being very, very devastatingly effective as well, because DreaM has to work on replacing his Gateway army right now. He also only has the one Colossus, so these Lings are basically throwaway. If they can get units killed, if they can... Oh, are they going to get the cancel on this third? It's going to be very close.
They shouldn't do.
They don't. Oh... Very, very close one there. And I think, as long as Shibby just forces DreaM to constantly remake Gateway units here, I feel like...
Well, look at this Zealot coming in towards the third. This is a smart move here. Fungal Growth going down on the Phoenix too. With the Spore Caller there, they're going to go down. DreaM GG's out.